Today I would like to invite you to listen to the Dhammapada of the Buddha Sakyamuni. The 190-191-192th verses from the Buddhist scriptures on the YouTube channel Thien Thai in the USA. He who has gone for refuge to the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha sees with right knowledge the four noble truths: sorrow, the cause of sorrow, the transcending of sorrow, and the noble eightfold path which leads to the cessation of sorrow. This, indeed, is refuge secure. This, indeed, is refuge supreme. By seeking such refuge, one is released from all sorrow. Beloved friends in the Dharma, today we contemplate the profound teachings spoken by the Blessed One. These sacred verses reveal the true refuge of all beings wandering in the cycle of birth and death. Throughout the world, people seek protection from fear, suffering, uncertainty, aging, sickness, and death. Some seek refuge in wealth. Some seek refuge in power. Some seek refuge in family, possessions, status, or reputation. Yet all conditioned things are subject to change. Whatever arises will pass away. Whatever is gathered will eventually disperse. Whatever is born will eventually grow old and die. Therefore, the Buddha taught that worldly refuges cannot provide lasting peace. In ancient times, there was a great storm. Thunder shook the sky. Lightning flashed across the mountains. Many people became frightened and ran toward trees, caves, forests, and rocky hills, believing that these places would protect them. After witnessing this, the Buddha compassionately explained that such refuges were not the highest refuge. Trees can fall, mountains can crumble, caves can collapse. External shelters cannot remove the suffering rooted in ignorance, craving, and attachment. Only the refuge in the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha can guide beings beyond sorrow and fear. This is the story connected with these sacred verses. The Blessed One used this occasion to teach the true meaning of refuge and the path leading to liberation. When we speak of taking refuge in the Buddha, we are not merely paying respect to a historical teacher. We are turning our hearts toward perfect wisdom, boundless compassion, and complete awakening. The Buddha discovered the path that leads beyond suffering. He illuminated the darkness of ignorance with the light of understanding. He showed that every being possesses the potential to awaken. When we sincerely take refuge in the Buddha, we develop confidence that liberation is possible. We learn to walk the path of wisdom and compassion. The Buddha appeared in this world not to establish a kingdom, not to seek fame, and not to gather wealth. He appeared out of great compassion for all sentient beings. Seeing the endless suffering of birth, aging, sickness, and death, he dedicated himself to discovering the way of liberation. Through diligent practice and profound meditation, he attained supreme enlightenment beneath the Bodhi tree. There he realized the nature of reality. He understood the causes of suffering and the path leading beyond suffering. Out of compassion, he shared this realization with the world. Taking refuge in the Dhamma means taking refuge in truth. The Dhamma is the medicine that cures the illness of ignorance. It is the path that guides lost travelers home. It is the light that shines through darkness. The Dhamma teaches us how to live with wisdom, kindness, mindfulness, patience, and compassion. It teaches us how to understand the nature of life. It teaches us how to transform suffering into awakening. The Dhamma is not merely a collection of words. It is a living truth that must be practiced and experienced. Just as a thirsty person must drink water to satisfy thirst, a practitioner must apply the teachings in daily life. When anger arises, we cultivate patience. When greed arises, we cultivate generosity. When hatred arises, we cultivate loving kindness. When confusion arises, we cultivate mindfulness and wisdom. Through practice, the Dhamma becomes alive within our hearts. Taking refuge in the Sangha means taking refuge in the community of noble practitioners who preserve and embody the teachings. The Sangha serves as an example of diligence, virtue, and wisdom. They encourage us when we become discouraged. They remind us of the path when we become distracted. They help preserve the precious teachings for future generations. The Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha are called the triple gem because they are rare and precious beyond measure. Just as a traveler crossing a dangerous desert treasures a source of fresh water, practitioners treasure the triple gem because it provides the means to overcome suffering and attain peace. These verses further teach the Four Noble Truths. The first noble truth is the truth of suffering. The Buddha taught that suffering exists. Birth is suffering. Aging is suffering. Sickness is suffering. Death is suffering. Separation from what we love is suffering. Association with what we dislike is suffering. Not obtaining what we desire is suffering. Understanding suffering is not pessimism. It is wisdom. A physician must first recognize an illness before prescribing medicine. Likewise, we must understand suffering before we can transcend it. The second noble truth is the cause of suffering. The Buddha explained that craving, attachment, and ignorance are the roots of suffering. We cling to pleasant experiences and resist unpleasant experiences. We seek permanence in what is impermanent. We identify with what is constantly changing. Because of this misunderstanding, suffering arises again and again. The third noble truth is the cessation of suffering. The Buddha declared that freedom is possible. When craving and ignorance are abandoned, suffering ceases. Peace emerges naturally. Wisdom shines clearly. Compassion flows effortlessly. This liberation is not a distant dream. It is a reality that can be realized through sincere practice. The fourth noble truth is the Noble Eightfold Path. This path includes right view, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. These factors work together to transform the mind and cultivate awakening. Right view helps us understand reality correctly. Right intention directs the mind toward renunciation, goodwill, and harmlessness. Right speech encourages truthfulness, kindness, and harmony. Right action promotes ethical conduct and respect for life. Right livelihood supports honest and compassionate ways of living. Right effort develops wholesome qualities and abandons unwholesome ones. Right mindfulness cultivates awareness of body, feelings, mind, and phenomena. Right concentration develops deep states of meditative stability and clarity. When these factors are practiced diligently, wisdom grows. As wisdom grows, attachment weakens. As attachment weakens, suffering diminishes. As suffering diminishes, peace arises. Step by step, the practitioner approaches liberation. The secure refuge described in these verses is not merely a belief. It is a transformation of the heart. True refuge develops when we practice generosity, morality, mindfulness, concentration, and wisdom. True refuge grows when compassion replaces selfishness. True refuge becomes stable when understanding replaces ignorance. Every day offers an opportunity to return to the triple gem. When difficulties arise, remember the Buddha. When confusion arises, remember the Dhamma. When loneliness arises, remember the Sangha. These recollections strengthen faith and inspire perseverance. The Buddha's teaching is timeless because suffering remains present in every generation. People continue searching for happiness in external conditions, yet lasting peace arises from inner transformation. The path taught by the Buddha remains as relevant today as it was thousands of years ago. May we cultivate wisdom to understand suffering. May we cultivate diligence to abandon its causes. May we cultivate confidence in the possibility of liberation. May we walk the Noble Eightfold Path with sincerity and determination. May we honor the triple gem through practice rather than words alone. Dear Dharma friends, when we sincerely contemplate the meaning of refuge, we begin to understand that refuge is not merely a ceremony or a recitation of sacred words. True refuge is a transformation within the heart. It is a turning away from confusion and a turning toward wisdom. It is a movement away from attachment and toward liberation. Many people believe that refuge means asking for protection from external difficulties. Yet the Buddha taught a deeper meaning. The greatest danger is not found outside of us. The greatest danger is found within the untrained mind. Greed burns like fire. Anger destroys peace. Ignorance covers wisdom like dark clouds covering the sun. Therefore, the Buddha guided beings to discover the refuge that can free the mind from these inner enemies. When a traveler loses direction in a vast forest, fear naturally arises. Every path appears uncertain. Every sound seems threatening. The traveler may wander for many days without finding a safe road. However, when a wise guide appears and shows the correct path, confidence replaces fear. The traveler can walk forward with clarity and purpose. In the same way, Sentient beings wander through the forest of birth and death. They search for happiness, but often move towards suffering. They seek permanence in changing conditions. They seek satisfaction through endless desires. Because they do not understand the nature of reality, they continue wandering. The Buddha appears as the compassionate guide who points toward freedom. The awakened mind of the Buddha is like a great lamp shining in the darkness of the world. Darkness may remain for thousands of years, yet a single lamp can immediately reveal the path. Ignorance may persist through countless lifetimes, yet wisdom can illuminate the truth in a single moment of clear understanding. Therefore, we honor the Buddha not because he demands worship, but because he revealed the path that leads beyond suffering. When we reflect upon the qualities of the Buddha, faith naturally arises. The Buddha is perfectly awakened. The Buddha is completely purified. The Buddha possesses great compassion for all beings. The Buddha teaches without discrimination. He does not favor the rich over the poor. He does not favor the powerful over the weak. His compassion extends equally to all. Just as rain falls upon every field without preference, the compassion of the Buddha embraces every being. A practitioner who remembers the qualities of the Buddha develops confidence during difficult times. When challenges arise, faith prevents discouragement. When obstacles appear, wisdom provides direction. When sorrow visits the heart, the example of the Buddha inspires perseverance. Through recollection of the Buddha, the mind becomes peaceful and uplifted. The Dhamma is equally profound. The teachings are not dependent upon a particular era, nation, or culture. Truth remains truth regardless of time. Fire is hot in every generation. Water quenches thirst in every generation. In the same way, the Dhamma remains effective whenever it is sincerely practiced. The teachings reveal the laws governing mind and experience. They explain how suffering arises and how suffering ceases. Many people spend their lives searching for happiness. They travel from place to place. They accumulate possessions. This happens because external achievements cannot satisfy the deepest longing of the heart. The heart seeks peace. The heart seeks freedom. The heart seeks understanding. These treasures cannot be purchased or possessed. They must be cultivated through practice. The Dhamma teaches us to examine our experience carefully. Instead of blaming others for our unhappiness, we learn to investigate the causes within our own minds. Instead of feeding resentment, we cultivate forgiveness. Instead of strengthening attachment, we cultivate letting go. Instead of encouraging selfishness, we cultivate generosity. Through this process, transformation occurs gradually and naturally. Consider a garden filled with weeds. If the gardener simply complains about the weeds, nothing changes. If the gardener removes the weeds and nurtures healthy plants, the garden flourishes. The mind functions in the same way. Unwholesome thoughts are like weeds. Loving kindness, compassion, wisdom, and mindfulness are like beautiful flowers. Through diligent cultivation, the garden of the heart becomes peaceful and harmonious. The Sangha plays a vital role in supporting this cultivation. Spiritual friendship is one of the greatest blessings. When practitioners gather together with sincerity, they encourage one another toward goodness. They remind one another of the teachings. They provide guidance during periods of uncertainty. They celebrate wholesome progress and offer support during difficulties. The Buddha praised noble friendship because it strengthens the path. A person surrounded by wisdom is more likely to develop wisdom. A person surrounded by kindness is more likely to develop kindness. Therefore, the Sangha serves as fertile ground for spiritual growth. The teachings also encourage us to reflect deeply upon impermanence. Everything conditioned is subject to change. Youth becomes old age. Health becomes sickness. Wealth may become poverty. Success may become failure. Relationships change. Circumstances change. Seasons change. Entire civilizations rise and fall. Understanding impermanence does not create sadness. Instead, it creates wisdom. When we understand impermanence, we cherish the present moment. We become grateful for opportunities to practice. We become less attached to temporary conditions. We become more compassionate because we recognize that all beings experience change and uncertainty. Wisdom arises when we stop demanding permanence from an impermanent world. The Buddha compared life to a dewdrop resting upon a blade of grass in the early morning. The dewdrop glistens beautifully in the sunlight, yet it does not remain for long. In the same way, life is precious and beautiful, yet brief. Because life is uncertain, the wise practitioner uses each day carefully. Every morning provides a new opportunity to cultivate goodness. Every conversation provides an opportunity to practice kindness. Every challenge provides an opportunity to develop patience. Every disappointment provides an opportunity to strengthen wisdom. The path is not separate from daily life. Daily life itself becomes the field of practice. Many people imagine that spiritual development occurs only during meditation. Meditation is important, yet practice extends beyond formal sitting. Walking mindfully is practice. Speaking truthfully is practice. Listening compassionately is practice. Acting generously is practice. Forgiving others is practice. Maintaining awareness throughout daily activities is practice. The Noble Eightfold Path guides practitioners in all aspects of life. Right view helps us see clearly. Right intention guides our motivation. Right speech purifies communication. Right action purifies conduct. Right livelihood purifies our way of earning a living. Right effort strengthens wholesome qualities. Right mindfulness develops awareness. Right concentration deepens stability and insight. These factors support one another like strands woven into a strong rope. When cultivated together, they create a path leading toward freedom. The path is practical and accessible. It does not require extraordinary circumstances. It requires sincerity, patience, and perseverance. Patience is especially important. Many practitioners expect immediate results. When progress appears slow, they become discouraged. Yet spiritual growth resembles the growth of a tree. A seed planted today does not become a great tree tomorrow. It requires nourishment, sunlight, water, and time. In the same way, wisdom develops gradually through continuous practice. Every act of generosity plants a wholesome seed. Every moment of mindfulness plants a wholesome seed. Every effort to understand rather than judge plants a wholesome seed. Over time, these seeds mature into profound qualities of character. Compassion becomes natural. Wisdom becomes stable. Peace becomes more consistent. The Buddha repeatedly emphasized the importance of observing the mind. The mind shapes experience. When the mind is filled with anger, the world appears hostile. When the mind is filled with greed, nothing seems sufficient. When the mind is filled with fear, every situation appears threatening. Yet when the mind is filled with wisdom and compassion, the world is experienced differently. Therefore, practitioners learn to observe thoughts without becoming enslaved by them. Thoughts arise and pass away. Feelings arise and pass away. Perceptions arise and pass away. By observing these processes carefully, attachment gradually weakens. Freedom grows. The Four Noble Truths remain at the center of this practice. Suffering is understood. Its causes are recognized. Its cessation becomes possible. The path leading to liberation is cultivated. These truths are not merely philosophical ideas. They are realities to be explored through direct experience. When suffering appears, we investigate it. What caused it? What attachment supports it? What misunderstanding sustains it? Through investigation, wisdom develops. Through wisdom, freedom emerges. The Buddha did not ask us to believe blindly. He encouraged examination, reflection, and personal realization. As understanding deepens, compassion naturally expands. We recognize that all beings seek happiness and wish to avoid suffering. We see that everyone struggles with fear, attachment, and uncertainty. This understanding softens the heart. Judgment decreases. Kindness increases. Compassion does not mean weakness. Compassion is a courageous willingness to respond to suffering with wisdom and care. The compassionate person does not ignore suffering. The compassionate person meets suffering with an open heart. This quality reflects the spirit of the Buddha's teachings. The refuge of the Triple Gem protects the practitioner because it transforms the causes of suffering. External circumstances may remain difficult. Challenges may still arise. Yet the heart becomes stronger, wiser, and more peaceful. This inner transformation is the true blessing of refuge. As we continue practicing, we discover that happiness does not depend upon possessing more. Happiness depends upon understanding more deeply. Happiness depends upon letting go more completely. Happiness depends upon awakening to the truth that the Buddha revealed. Therefore, let us cherish the Triple Gem. Let us cultivate gratitude for the Buddha who discovered the path. Let us cultivate gratitude for the Dhamma that illuminates the path. Let us cultivate gratitude for the Sangha that preserves and exemplifies the path. Through sincere practice, may these treasures guide us toward peace, wisdom, compassion, and liberation. Nama Amitabha blessed to all. I hope to bring this merit towards all disciples and sentient beings, all of whom will attain Buddhahood. Please click like, share, and subscribe to help me grow my YouTube channel. Thanks you for watching my video.